Welcome back into Climbing the Summit podcast, where the ultimate summit is self discovery, self realization. I am your host, Danny Cobbin. And today I just want to instill some encouragement into your being, into your body, and just talk about how ordinary it is to be human. I think that's the most powerful thing ever. Like, it is so ordinary that we are made of stardust. We are made of the very thing that the earth, the sun, the moon, all those ethereal things that we think of. We're made of those things. And yet somehow you and we still seem to struggle on a day-to-day basis living into who it is that we truly are. We struggle with fear. We struggle with anxiety, worry, anger, frustration, and we think that we are the things that we struggle with. But you are not that. You are more than that. What's really interesting about this juxtaposition is the moment that you see how perfectly designed you are, how perfectly flawless you are, even if you think you are flawed. That's when life will start to open up and look different. Like, I know for me, I'm not trying to change the sun coming up every morning. I'm not trying to change the leaves falling off the trees or when they grow back. I'm not trying to change the color of the red rose outside or the color of the pink one in the front yard. And I wouldn't change the two if I had the ability to do so. But for some reason in you and I life, when we struggle as human beings, when you struggle as a human being, you think it's all on you to make the correction, to get things right, to do the best that you possibly can. And that is all we have the power over, is to do the best that we can with the situation. Now, I would love to say that, I live in the same reality that you live in, or that we all live in the same reality, but there are just as many realities on this earth as there are people. What does that mean? Everybody is subjective because everybody has lived their own unique individual experience of life. So no, of course we're not gonna see the same on every issue. Of course we're not gonna see eye to eye on everything. But what we do have the ability to do is to see past the thing that that person is doing, to see past the thing that we think, the illusion of the mind. We have the ability to see past that, to see the truth. I'm just a human trying to live out my experience just like you are. And when I start to think that your experience should be different than it is, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to suffer because your experience is your experience. You can't see anything different than what you see. But the moment that you see something different, you could be excited because you see something different. You didn't see that yesterday. You didn't see that the day before. And we get upset with ourselves. We struggle with the fact that we are ever evolving creatures, ever growing, ever morphing into this aged person of ourselves. And that could mean a lot of things. But what it's meant in my life, and I hope this is something that means something to you as I share it, is it means that I can forget about being who my parents want me to be, about who my significant others want me to be, about my boss, my coworkers. I can forget about any of those things. And I can be who I believe to be the best version of me in each and every moment. Now, does that mean that I make the right decisions in each and every moment? No, I do not. I mess up all the time. I make bad decisions. I go down the wrong roads. I I give bad direction from time to time. But you know what? I'm a human being. You're a human being. We make mistakes. We go down the wrong roads. GPSs weren't always as accurate as they are today. You could look back 10, 15 years ago, not even that far back, and find people who would end up in different states because they're following their GPS. But as the GPS system got calibrated, they can pinpoint where you are within 100 feet. And that took time. Same is true with AI and some of these other things. And we think it's not true of you and I as human beings, but it is true of you. It is true of me that when we are ultimately present, when we are in the experience of life, yes, we will get tossed. Yes, we will think that things are upside down. But just because we think things are upside down doesn't mean that the thing is actually upside down. Did you know that when you are perceiving something, your eye actually perceives it flipped? And there's a nerve in your eye that sends a signal that reflips it or flips it so that it looks right side up. I don't know if you knew that. I learned that at some point, and I thought that was fascinating because what we actually see and the interpretations that happen in our brain are different. It's not the music that we're listening for. Yes, it is the music that is beautiful, but it is the space, the pauses, the that allows the music that we enjoy to really resonate, to really sit with us, to really jive. So if nothing else, I just want you to know you are made of stardust. If you're not going to change the sun coming up and down, look, and I know some of y'all, you're like, oh, daylight savings changed. Daylight savings time has changed. And because of that, I got extra sleep. I got less sleep. I don't like it. I do like it. And look, the sun's still doing what the sun does. Now, we as human beings make adjustments to that so that we can feel more comfortable with it. But the sun gonna keep spinning. The earth is gonna keep spinning. We're gonna keep flying through space on the crust of this ball called Earth. And we're gonna still think we have problems. We're gonna still think we got issues. We still gonna think that it all matters because to us, on an individual level, to you, it does matter. But on a cosmic level, it's kind of cool to see that whatever is controlling everything out there also got a little control of what's going on in here. And we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry. I asked somebody this question the other day. When was the last time you were actually out on your behind, destitute, with nowhere to go? Now, that might not be your struggle. Your struggle might not be money. Your struggle might be something else. You might be really struggling with anxiety or depression or fear or worry or so many other things that our culture like impresses upon us. But those are clues. Those are opportunities to see, yes, past the scary bits. Yes, to see past the scary bits to something more, to a different version of you. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be challenging. That's the importance of having somebody go along with you that isn't focused on the ups and downs, but able to help you enjoy the highs and help you to better understand the lows and to better put into perspective the thing that you're seeing because they are listening to you. That is what I believe coaching is about. And if you are worried, if you have frustration, if you think that the video games that you're playing are keeping you from your ultimate enjoyment in some way, reach out. Let's chat. Let's talk. Because when you're trying to climb to your personal summit, each and every one of us has a different pathway. Yes, at base camp we get to talk about things that matter and make a difference on the journey, on the path. But each one of us experiences that path differently. So if that's something you need, reach out. Because I want you guys to have an effortless experience of effort. It's possible. You can take a learning curve and have fun on the learning curve. Enjoy the learning along the way. You don't have to be upset about it, frustrated about it. Yeah, it can look like a lot because it is. You can have anxiety about it because it's a lot. But that doesn't take away your perfection and your ability to achieve that something. Don't let what's going on in the outside world dictate what's going on in your inner world. Become aware to that inner vibration. Become aware to that inner version of you that is so much more than that stands in this time, in this place. Allow that to resonate as you keep climbing towards your personal summit. Thank you for listening. I know we got a lot of new listeners out there, so I just want to say thank y'all for that. Greatly appreciate you spending some time listening.